What goes on, Tube World? It's Blue Ronin, and I'm back again with another video. Today's joint is about my medkit setup. So if you're just beginning the prepper lifestyle and you're unsure as to whether you should keep a medkit or not, let me try to convince you as to why I think all Americans should have a medkit handy, whether they're gun owners or not. So give me 6 seconds and we'll get into this. What goes on, America? So before I get started, as always, let me just take a second to say thank you to you guys for for tuning into my channel. I've had so much fun, trying to create something out of nothing, and hopefully putting something out there that people find some kind of value in. Whether you can use, especially if you're just beginning. My channel is really more for beginners, people who've been doing this for a while. I'm really not telling you anything that you don't know. But for if you're just starting out and you're trying to get an idea of the kind of direction you want to go as far as prepping is concerned, and you're tuning into my channel, I really do appreciate you stopping by. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much. So I'm not sure if you guys, how many of you saw my last 2 videos. I put out 3 so far, but in the last 2, I pulled out med kits, and I didn't really want to talk about the med kits at that point because I was delving into other things. But that's what this video today is about my med kit. And so I'm going to put a little bit of information at the top of the screen, okay, at the top of the screen. Let you guys read through that. I do have the sources as to where I got the information. I got everything online. And so you can go ahead and check that out yourself, and I'll just give you guys a second to read through that stuff. So with that being said, let me just go ahead and say that I am not a medical professional, okay? I am not a medical professional. I took a CPR class many years ago, so that doesn't qualify me for anything. But all the information that I've been able to acquire over the years is basically stuff I got off the internet and off of YouTube. Thank God for YouTube. And so I put a kit together for myself, hoping that the things that I have in this kit will suit my needs. Now, not all med kits are going to be the same, okay? Depending on where you live, depending on the type of environment that you live in, your med kit may differ from mine. Now, I do think there are certain things that should be pretty much in anybody's med kit. Just a few baseline items that I think everybody should have. But other than that, a lot of people's med kits are going to be fluid. As the great Stephen A. Smith says, it's going to be fluid, and which is true. Not everybody's going to be the same. So please don't look at my kit as the gospel of med kits. Try to look at it. If you're putting together a med kit for the first time, try to look at my med kits as a baseline for something that you may want for yourself. Of course, do your research. Okay, do your research. Find out what's going to work best for you. I'm not saying that mine is the best med kit out there. I know there are certain things that I know I could probably put in mine, but at least in this particular one, I don't have everything in it. I do have, I think, the things that I would need for a traumatic event. And with that being said, let's get into it. So first and foremost, the one I talked about, I think certain med kits, all med kits should have certain things. The one thing I can honestly say that I think all med kits should absolutely have is a tourniquet. Now, I'm not going to try to tell people how to put this on or how to apply this. I don't think that's my place because I am not a professional. But there are just plenty of resources on the internet, especially YouTube, as to how to apply a tourniquet. These are vital, especially if you have a wound in your extremities. A tourniquet could potentially save your life, and that's why I think they're so important to have in a med kit at all times. And to accompany that is a good old-fashioned Sharpie. So the medical professionals say that if you do have to apply a tourniquet to yourself, you should write the time. That's what this is for, to write the time that you that you applied your tourniquet, so they can have a better idea as to how best to treat you once you actually get medical assistance. So should always have some type of writing instrument to put the time when you applied your tourniquet. A good pair of trauma shears. You can get these. Now I got most of this stuff on Amazon. Okay, so if you're looking for trauma shears, anything that you see in my bag, I probably got on Amazon. It should be relatively easy to find. Trauma shears are relatively inexpensive. You can get a pack of these for a relatively small amount of money. You get 3-pack, 5-pack. I think these came out of a 5-pack, if I'm not mistaken. And these are great for cutting away clothing if you have to get to a wound. Great for cutting pants, cutting shirts, cutting just about anything in order to treat the wound should you have one. But a good pair of trauma shears, I think, is another vital tool to have in almost every med kit. I also have some self-adhesive sports tape. This is sports wrap. Should you have a wound, you need to hold it in place. Doesn't really get much better than this. I know they have different sizes, but I just wanted something that was going to fit in this particular med kit bag. And this is just very handy to have, in my opinion. This is gauze. This bleed stop gauze. This should help stop heavy bleeding should you need it. I just think something like this, some type of gauze. It doesn't have to be this kind, but any type of gauze is very, very important to have in a med kit. Of course, it's something that you have to decide for yourself, but I think some type of gauze is very, very important to have in order to help to stop your bleeding. A simple flashlight. This is a Wubin L50. I just keep this, the reason, I think the reason to have something like this is should you have to treat a wound in the dark, you're going to need something to help you see while you treat your wound. So having a flashlight in your med kit is always important, because if you have one that's that's on you, that's part of your EDC, and you could possibly lose it. You never know, but it's always good to keep a flashlight inside your med kit as well. Good old-fashioned bleed stop. This will just clot heavy bleeding. Okay, just pour it in, and it should stop it within relatively quickly. I'm sure there are plenty of tutorials on YouTube as to how to apply this properly. Do not take my word for it. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I keep some of this handy in every bag that I have. And these are called zip stitches. These are basically like on-the-move sutures. Okay, you just clean the wounded area, dry it off, apply these, and you pull these tabs, and they should pull your wound together. Excuse me, to keep it from bleeding. And these are just wound compresses. They got 2 different sizes on here. You put these on after you put the zip stitches on. I keep a lighter. You just never know when you're going to need something like this. I don't have one in this particular bag, but I do keep a needle and a pair of tweezers in one of my other bags. I need to put some in here, as a matter of fact. I'm kind of slipping on that. But if you have to disinfect a needle or something like that, a good lighter is always good to have. And so this is just a bag of just random things that I keep that I think will be important to my wound kit. First off is a small container of Band-Aid antiseptic spray. All you literally do is you just put your finger here, you press down, you spray to help clean a wound. This is very lightweight. They're not very expensive. I think they're less than $5 on Amazon. But I've got these in this particular kind of several different bags. This is a spray. And so I'm really hoping that I hope I never have to use it, but it's there if I need it. And I think this will come in very handy should the need arise. So this is just some acetaminophen tablets, to help bring down fever reducer and a pain reliever. I've only got 5 in here. I'm really hoping I'll never need any of them, but they're there just in case I need them. I keep some alcohol prep pads. Keep a handful of those to wipe down a wound before you treat it. Got an assortment of Band-Aids, some big, some small. Okay, these come in handy. You never know when you're going to need these, especially if it's not a giant wound. If it's just a scratch or something, these are always good to have. And this is just more of a personal preference. I wouldn't necessarily say I need these, but these are just Deep Woods Off insect repellent pads. I keep these because, in my other videos, I think I told everyone that I do live in the Carolinas, and the mosquitoes and the gnats and everything are just outrageous in this part of the country. I'm sure there are in other parts of the country as well, but here they just, I don't know, they're vicious. So I'll keep some of this on hand. Like I said, this isn't really a medical item, but I just kind of keep these in here just in case. This is an antibiotic ointment. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you do have a wound, you definitely want to try to keep them as clean as possible until you can get professional help. It's very vital to have. Keep a couple of masks on hand, okay? Because you don't want to have anybody, in case you're not in the off chance you're not able to treat your wound yourself. If you have to have somebody else treat you until the doctor, until you can get medical help. You don't want anybody breathing into your wound if you can help it, especially a stranger. You appreciate the help, but you don't want them breathing on you if you can help it. So these come in handy. These may come in handy. A couple of pair of nitrile gloves. Once again, to try to keep the wound clean as possible. And I keep just a cord, a charging cord for my flashlight. And believe it or not, that is pretty much it. Med bags, they shouldn't be overly full of different kinds of things. Now, I know I could probably keep a chest seal in here. I may add one at some point in time, but this is the one that I keep in my, if you saw my last video, my gag bag. This is the bag, Medkit out of that bag. And so I opted not to put a chest seal in this particular one, but I do have chest seals in other bags. So there's a wide variety of things you can keep in your bag should you choose. But like I said before, you're going to have to kind of decide what you think you might need for your situation. Not all bags are going to be the same, as I said before. So you just never know. And so that's I just try to keep a baseline of stuff in my bag. In my bags, I don't want to keep too much in there because, like I said, I'm always trying to keep the weight down, especially in this particular bag. But that's pretty much it for the vast majority of my med kits. And to finish off, we can't have a video without the cause of all this stuff is your defensive tool. And this one happens to be my Shield 45. I actually got this used offline. Just a great defensive tool. I did have some, a few little odds and ends done to it. I did Cerakote it. In the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, this is my, what I call my little green goblin. OD green. I put a whole grip on, a hive mag extension. I did put some grips, some slide grips on there. And also put a green front sight on it. Just kind of stand out against the background. And also put a Crimson Trace green light laser on as well. Quick demonstration of that. I love this thing, man. It's the thing that I like about. I'm sorry, before I go any further, this is clear. I don't want to freak anybody out. This is clear. Yeah, so it's got the activation pad is right here. I really love this thing. So you just press down, the light comes on, and it's just a great little light, great little laser. So Smith & Wesson Shield 45, just a nice little slimline, 8 rounds of defensive weapons. So that's it. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Just wanted to say thank you as always. Like I always try to say in every video that I end with, go get some training. I think hopefully my next video will be on some of my experiences as far as training is concerned. I think there'll be people who might be able to get a little bit of value out of that. I don't know, but that's probably going to be the next one I do. Stay prepared. Get some training, and as always, just be a really, really, really crappy victim. Okay, don't let anybody victimize you if you can possibly help it. Always try to give to them what they try to give to you. Okay, so be a horrible victim if you can. And you guys take care. And I know this was a short video today, but that's okay. They don't all have to be long. So hopefully we see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.